slate for you planned. Raheem Seabrook had to call an audible yesterday because the man is a coach. He can't ever not have the whistle in his hand. So he subbed in and helped out with Eli Gilman's camp yesterday. So he'll be down here today to talk all things New York Knicks in hour number 2. We might have a cameo appearance from our man Colt Anderson, who is tightly connected to the Mo Club. His brother Bo owns and operates this place. But Colt, a former NFL star, now coaches for the San Francisco 49ers. When we get things started with the man who usually leads our Wednesday show, Samuel Kim, joining us here on this Thursday. What's up, man? Thanks for being down here.
Good to be here, man. This is an exciting day. GFPA showing some love to the former Grizz, and they're doing a lot of good things. I'm excited to be a part of it.
Well, so one of our segments we do every week is called the Mo Club Museum, because if you're watching on television or you're watching on the ESPN MT app, you see a fraction of what is an unbelievable amount of old school photographs. I mean, there is photographs from like 150 years.
I met him.
That's great, right? Sammy's got Doc Curry and Doug Betters over his left shoulder. I got Pat Donovan,
Joe Glenn,
Ray Bauer, Ray Racine. There's all sorts of good ones. Colt Anderson is right over here, if you can see that far.
With the long hair.
I wanted to ask you, though, because one of our main discussion topics the last couple weeks has been legends and how legends fade.
Yeah.
Like, people that are legends among legends, they last for how long? They last for 50, 60, 70 years.
Forever.
But do they last forever, right? That was the point of the conversation, is sometimes they do, right? I say Babe Ruth, you still know who Babe Ruth is.
Yeah.
But I say Grover Cleveland Alexander.
No.
The best pitcher of Babe Ruth's day. Do you know who that is? No, right? It's an interesting subject, right? So we were talking about this, and this guy right here, if you're watching on TV or you're watching on the SWX stream or you're watching on the ESPN MT stream, Pat Donovan,
Helena Central,
in my personal opinion, is the greatest football player to ever come out of the state of Montana.
Okay.
But I don't know if people that live around here now think that, because it's been long enough.
How long?
Pat Donovan played at Helena Central in the late 60s.
Which one is Helena Central now?
So Helena Central is not a high school anymore.
Okay.
So almost every school in Montana used to have a Central, which was the Central
Butte
Catholic.
Central, Billings Central.
It was always the Catholic high school.
Yeah.
And Missoula Loyola still exists, certainly.
Yep.
Great Falls Central still exists. Yep. Butte Central still exists.
Great Falls Central is now St. Pat's, though.
Right.
I found that out doing some research.
Right. So there's been some rebranding, some renaming. But usually the Central high schools were the Catholic high schools in that town. Well, Pat Donovan then went on to play at Stanford, and then he went on to play for the Dallas Cowboys. Not just play for the Dallas Cowboys. He started for the Dallas Cowboys for 12 years.
He won a championship?
He played in 4 Super Bowls and won 2 Super Bowl titles. He was a 5-time All-Pro. So to me, he is among, if not the greatest players ever from Montana.
When you look at the full career.
When you look at the full career. And there's been some great breadth of history, because Matt Ludwig was right.
Yep.
And a lot of people in the media were calling him the biggest recruit ever out of the state of Montana.
Who's a historian?
And I'm sitting here saying, okay, he is one of the great recruits of the recent times.
Of the last decade.
Of the modern era.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd even give him in the 21st century, he's one of the great recruits.
Yeah.
But there's been other guys, I think I've told you about Shane Collins, who was at Bozeman High. I mean, he was the best shot put thrower in the country and the best defensive end in the country.
Yeah.
He went to Arizona State on a dual scholarship. I mean, he was the first pick of the second round of the NFL draft. He's a top 30 player coming out of Arizona
Troy Anderson
State.
could be considered a great recruit, but he went to Montana State. I think when you say you're talking about 4-star, 5-star, Troy Anderson, as we all
say what's up to us, say collaborative event with the Grizzly Football Players Association and our friends at the Mo Club, and of course our friends at Jewelry Design Center as well. Brian Toon, former Grizz, who's the main man at Jewelry Design Center, just walked in, so maybe we'll grab him a little later on as well. But I actually think that's a real thing, is that Montana has actually had guys that have gone on to the FBS, recruits, all throughout the history of the state. The whole 20th century, there was FBS guys pretty consistently.
Yeah.
I think the thing that changed is that the Cats and the Grizz got so good.
Yeah. They're like, hey, why would I need to go anywhere?
Exactly. Like Troy Anderson didn't go to camps and stuff anywhere.
Did he have a ton of offers though?
So here's the see, this is where I always balk when people are doing recruiting rankings about the FCS. Is Troy Anderson had no recruiting ranking.
Yeah.
Because Troy Anderson went to one camp. It was the first weekend of the summer after his junior year, Bobcat camp.
Yeah.
Jeff Choate saw him and said, "What do you want?" And he committed the next day. Yeah. So he had no recruiting. He was like, well, that's...
Did he even have a Montana offer?
I don't know if he actually did.
That's crazy.
Because I don't even know if he ever got seen by the Grizz coaches.
He's playing at the best Class A school in the state. They had to at least known about it.
I think they probably do. Well, so I wrote this in the senior profile I wrote about Troy Anderson. I'll never forget sitting at the Class A basketball tournament in Missoula. It was the first state tournament Missoula had gotten in like 40 years.
Yeah.
Because they hadn't been able to bid on it because of the Big Sky tournament for all those years.
Yeah, right.
It used to be hosted, and Montana would almost always win, at least the women's basketball. And I remember sitting next to a couple of the assistant coaches for the Grizz, and Troy Anderson, when he was a junior, had this put-back dunk where he almost hit his head on the rim. And these guys looked at me, they're like, should we offer that guy? Like, he's 6'4", 220, he jumps like that.
Look at his track numbers, too.
Right? And then you're like, oh, he runs a 10.700? Okay. But anyways, it is a funny point that maybe the FBS interest has gotten a little bit less because Montana State has become so good. It is Inside the FCS. It's probably presented by our good friends at Paradise Falls. Paradise Falls, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
For that twice in the last week.
Good.
So
See,
good.
It's always good, man. Paradise Falls does it right. Any of the meals, all the meals. They got a dynamite kids menu as well. So head on down to Paradise Falls, 3621 Brook Street, Missoula's coolest hotspot. So one thing I teased last week was the national TV schedule. So 5 games for the Big Sky Conference. It's going to get started off early, August 28th, Idaho at Cal Poly.
I don't like that one, being the headliner.
Really?
I mean, Idaho, Cal Poly, like...
Don't you have to get a game on... But so here's my thought.
You need to open up with Montana State or Montana.
Yeah, I get that.
Especially if you're doing a week 0 televised game for the Big Sky Conference.
The fact that it's a conference game, though, don't you think it adds a little intrigue?
Yeah, but, like, neither of those teams are going to be threatened for the league title.
We'll see. I mean, Idaho is the biggest. We'll get to Idaho in a minute because Idaho is the biggest mystery to me because Idaho had a bad year last year.
Absolutely.
Where they lost they lost 3 close games in a row.
Yeah.
And then they started getting their butts whipped.
Yeah.
Because it kind of unraveled on them.
Yeah.
But I know you, Keenan Kern, you guys do the Deep Ball podcast together. I know Keenan's really high on Josh Woods, and I always think if you got a quarterback, you got a chance.
Yes.
We'll come back to Idaho. I think that's sort of like an additional game, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the next 4 on the schedule
bangers
are the ones that's the ones the executives are looking at.
Yeah.
But I think if you get that early one, you know how week 0 goes.
Yeah.
There's games on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So if you can get
all weekend,
if you can get a Friday night game, I think it's good for the league, even if those teams aren't competitive.
Yeah.
There's stories there too. I also I kind of love when you get a team like Cal Poly that gets to be on national TV before they've lost a game under their new coach. You know what I mean? Like, who knows what this new coach is going to do?
I think that's the draw.
Right.
The coach, Tim Skipper, was at UCLA last year.
Right.
And he did a decent job before they kind of flamed out to the back half of the season. But he got some good wins at the beginning, and you're thinking he was just at UCLA in the Big Ten. That's the draw.
Right.
You know, I think for the game.
Well, and I think the other draw is that this is why I think it's good for the Big Sky, is telling Cal Poly's story. Because Cal Poly is unique to the Big Sky. It's a different school than anywhere else.
Yeah.
Because of where it's located. San Luis Obispo, California is different than everywhere else in the league. The academics are totally different than anywhere else in the league.
Well, Davis is there too.
Davis is there too. But you get to, I think it's just great TV to get to go there. Yeah. They're opening the John Madden Sports Center, right? I mean, that's a $60 million deal.
Absolutely.
So, like, from a TV producer perspective, it's a Friday night. Like, this is a fire game because you get
sports are about stories.
Like, your whole intros can be Cal Poly's campus, which is awesome.
Yep.
Their stadium, which is super cool.
Yeah.
John Madden is an alum there.
Yeah.
They got a new center for John Madden. You got this coach who, Deshaun Foster got fired mid-year last year at UCLA, and he got him back on track a little bit. Yep. Now he gets his new opportunity to be a head coach for the first time. I kind of like all of it for the league, and I agree with you. I don't think either of those teams are going to be there at the end, but I think that right now it's a good opening game.
And it could be exciting. I mean, I think those are two teams who are very evenly matched, I think, so I think it could make for an exciting ball game.
Well, and that's why I love the games early on, too, is
you don't know these teams yet.
And nobody knows what they're going to be yet.
Yeah.
And you know this, the scope of a season, the arc of it is so a team can stay together, or they can unravel, or they can have all this bad luck, or whatever. But the first couple weeks of college football, you always see close games.
If you watch Montana State week 2 of this, or week 1 against South Dakota State, and how sloppy they were, and they lost that game in double overtime, got stopped on fourth down, you might think South Dakota State's going to be a national championship contender, which they probably would have been if they'd been healthy. You might think Montana State, like, are they there? They got a new quarterback. They're retooling. This guy obviously isn't Tommy Mellott at that point in the season.
Exactly.
This guy obviously isn't Tommy Mellott. So, I mean, you're fair. Very fair.
I mean, and you and I watched Idaho State UNLV week 0 last year.
We were sold.
And we're sitting there like, Idaho State's going to win 9 games. They're going to go to the playoffs. Like, Idaho State's going to beat everybody. And then, it starts to chip away on you, right? They lose that game 38-31. Then they lose the next week.
Jordan Cook goes down with an injury.
Jordan Cook goes down with an injury against Southern Utah. Oh, my gosh. Now all of a sudden we're 1-3.
This team is not good.
Then we take the Grizz all the way down the wire. We lose that one. Well, now it's all unraveled because we're 1-5. And they deserve a ton of credit for rallying all the way to get to 6-6. But you just never know how one step's going to get to the next step.
Absolutely.
Inside the FCS, presented by Paradise Falls of Missoula. September 26th, then you have NAU at Montana State. That's a night game. Montana State at Idaho just the following week. That's also a night game. That's a Friday night game.
They're all night games.
They're all night games. So then Saturday, October 3rd, you got Eastern Washington at UC Davis. And then you fast forward all the way to November 14th. Speaking of Idaho State, they're at Montana. That's also a night game. Every single one of these games, 8:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So you played, and now you're covering it. Compare and contrast when you got night games on the docket. Did you love them as a player, or did you hate them?
I love it just because I know what it's for. The only reason we're playing this late is because we're playing on national.
And we got millions of people watching.
We got millions of people watching us. It's our opportunity to get to play in front of a ton of fans and make a name, I mean, just think about what Taco Dowler's name did during the national. I feel like I keep talking about Montana State, but they are the national champions, and they played on national television multiple times in the state in the playoffs last year. And I mean, you had people all over the internet tweeting about Taco Dowler after that play that he made, and just all the plays that were made in that game. I mean, just think about things like that. It's a huge opportunity, and although it may be late, you may be yawning a few times before the game. I think it's a huge opportunity, and it used to get me going. Absolutely get me going.
Yeah, and I know I joke about it a lot that I hate the night games because it's just so much work for us and it's late nights. But I also love them. Like some of the most memorable games of my career covering them.
They're great for the Big Sky, which I think is a great league.
So great for the Big Sky, and honestly, I think one of the primary factors in Montana driving its enrollment during the 90s and the 2000s
national television
was when they were getting on national TV. Because in the mid-2000s, not everybody had lights, including the Grizz. So when they got to be put on ESPN, it was a whole production. ESPN would bring in all the lights. They would put out a call to action to all the students. We would be like, okay, we'll go make some money. We'll go make a couple bucks, whatever, throw the lights around.
Think about 2015. Still happens.
Right?
What a great moment.
It was a great moment. Week 0, that was the best moment of week 0 for a Big Sky team, man.
It might have been the greatest moment of week 0 in all of college football.
For sure, man.
I mean, it was a great football game.
No doubt. It was an excellent football game. One of the all-time greatest football games to open the 2015 season between Montana and North Dakota State. So I agree. I think the national TV stuff is great. Out of those 5 games, though, I mean, Idaho, Cal Poly, who knows what's that going to be. But out of the other ones, which one do you think is the game that is the one to watch in terms of the league standings the most?
I think that, it's going to be so late in the season with the Idaho State Montana one. I think earlier with the NAU Montana State one is really the one to pay attention to. Eastern Washington Davis, nah. Montana State Idaho, nah. It's really NAU Montana State because I think at that point, teams will start to kind of shape their identity at that point. We'll be 4 or 5 weeks into the season at that point. I don't know exactly what week that'll be, but we'll start to kind of figure out who these teams are, and that could have great bearing. Like imagine if NAU wins that game. I don't think there's a high probability of that happening, but imagine that would alter the whole framework of the rest of the season at that point, and our mindset about who Montana State is at this point and who NAU is at that point would change.
That is one of the most fun parts about covering the FCS. As we've talked about this extensively with the FBS, I do think that the sort of the expansion of the college football playoff, it does dilute the regular season a little bit because the regular season for so long and the FBS level has just been the playoff.
So much.
Right? Like
so
when it's
much.
Penn State, Ohio State on October 14th, that's a playoff game.
Yes.
The loser is going to get knocked down. Like
you will not have a chance to play in the national championship.
Exactly. But that's different than the FCS where you're almost certainly going to lose a game or 2 games or even 3 games. How do you respond to the loss, though?
Davis last year at Idaho State, or against Idaho State.
Right. Or how do you then surge for the victory, or how do you use that as something that boosts you up?
Yeah.
And I think about that all the time. There's always those one games that either make you or break you.
Yeah.
Like that Montana State NAU game last year when they were in Flagstaff. We were watching that one on TV, and NAU manhandled Montana State in the first quarter.
Early on.
And we were both looking at each other like, oh, man, somebody's hanging with the cats in the trenches. Cats might be in trouble.
Yeah.
Then Taco Dollar, boom, 91-yard punt
Jabez
return.
Woods, 60
Jabez
yards.
Woods, boom, 80 yards, and the Cats are off and running. They killed NAU that day.
Yeah.
So it's interesting the scope of the season. I hope we went over Idaho State's schedule last week and how they actually have, I'm not going to say favorable, but they don't have 2 crushing FBS games and then some other crazy non-conference game.
Yeah.
They have a chance to actually have like a winning record coming down the stretch. I hope they do when they come to Missoula on November 14th because that has a chance to be a great game. We don't know where Montana's going to be or
that's
Idaho
right
State.
before, and just think for Idaho State's standpoint, that's right before the brawl. So will Montana be 100% focused on Idaho State at that point?
And you know Cody Hawkins is going to be telling those boys at Pocatello, these boys are overlooking you. We're gonna go in there and spring a booby trap. Like, let's go steal one on national TV. Let's ruin their season.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one. Inside the FCS here at the Boat Club, proudly presented by the Grizzly Football Players Association and, of course, the Boat Club as well. This is a cool deal. We got all sorts of guys. We can do all sorts of shout-outs if we really wanted to, but there's a whole bunch of guys down here.
What is Marcus's official position? He's assistant.
He's the CFO of Grizz Athletics. So Marcus Wilnell, he used to be the head guy at good old Grizzlies, an all-conference linebacker for the Grizz when you were playing.
Former legacy.
Yeah, former 37. He's heading up a lot of this stuff. Brian Toon from Jewelry Design Center, former D tackle for the Grizz. He's highly involved in the GFPA as well. Nate Dolan from the early 90s Grizz is down here. Taryn Hillsland just walked in, all-conference offensive lineman from the late 2000s Grizz. So I think this is a cool deal. I want to ask you this. You have a lot of friends that you played with. I know these guys really want to capture the younger audience, like the guys that are my age, like late 30s, all the way through the guys that are some of these other guys' age that played in the mid-90s. They're all into this stuff. Yeah. How do you think you go about like capturing the younger guys?
I don't know, man. It is difficult sometimes because like guys like who I played with are from like Southern California. Right. It's like, guys are starting families and things like that. So I think it gets difficult from that standpoint. But I think events like this and just I think a good social media presence, because a lot of those guys are on social media. Sure. So showing things like this on social media, talking about it often in the media, because all these guys are watching. They're listening to the podcast. They still tap into Grizz football for the most part. Yeah. They still tap into Grizz football. Right. It's just they don't have always the research. Just like I think doing events like this, also too, I think planning ahead and making sure like, how many guys who live in Southern California, I don't know how long they've been talking about this event, but I think you got to give it a good amount of time to allow guys to get out. And then also, reaching out. Like if you know those guys, reach out to them and let them know, hey, we're doing this. We would love for you to come out, and I think you just got to get the word out.
Well, there's also just like the timing of your life too, right? I mean, everybody that's listening knows this. Like you graduate from college, then if you do it right, you put your nose to the grindstone for a long time, but especially those first 10 or 15 years. And you're starting a family, you're doing the stuff. And so I do think guys will come back around too. It was interesting because when I was doing full-time media covering Grizz, Cats, and everything else right after graduating college. And so many of my buddies that played for the Grizz weren't into it.
Yeah, burnt out a little bit.
But now they're back. Yeah. Now they're calling me all the time. What's going on?
Yeah.
They got enough money to have some season tickets.
Yes.
They got a good enough job where they can move back to Missoula.
Absolutely.
Well, they want their kids to experience it. So I think that's another thing that's going to really drive it forward. Nuanez Now 109 ESPN Radio. Okay, so I teased this last week, but I love the FBS games for the Montana schools that are coming up this next fall. Montana State plays at Nevada Reno on September 12th.
Blowout.
And then the Grizz play at Oregon State the following week. Another night game. That's going to be 9:30 p.m. kick time because they're doing an 8:30 p.m. Pacific time. But I have a two-part question for you. One, who do you think has more pressure on them going into those FBS games? Montana State, who will likely be 2-0 and favored in that game at Nevada, or the Grizz, who will likely be 3-0. But I don't know how much we're going to know about the Grizz in those first 3 games. I think they're going to be able to figure out a way to get 3 wins. I have no idea if they're going to look good, great, or terrible in getting those first 3 wins. No offense to Southern Utah or Utah Tech or Drake, but I just think that Washington Grizzly Stadium is a beast, and I don't know if you're going to come in here and win. So, given that, though, it could be like the first real test for Bobby Kennedy, or it could be this other matchup that has so much hype behind it because it's the defending national champs. They're on the road to the FBS. It's their former head coach, Jeff Choate, that's running the show.
Oh, my gosh.
All these different things.
I love it.
Which one has more pressure behind it, do you think?
I'm going to say the Cats. One reason for that is because Bobby Kennedy, he is in his first year. You know, if you do lose that game, nobody will hold it against you. You know, like, you know, I don't. Obviously, Grizz fans are always going to have high expectations, but going against an Oregon State on the road on your first time as being a head coach, yes, you know you have a good squad in front of you, but I don't know if anybody necessarily expects them. They can win that game. I don't know if you expect them to win that game. I think with Montana State, we expect you to win this game. And I think by a decent margin you should win this game. I know Jeff Choate, you know, I know he knows how to coach and he's going to get the guys going, but you should win this game comfortably, in my opinion. You are the better squad. You are the defending national champions. You are returning a ton of talent. Like, I think most definitely the more pressure will be on the Montana State Bobcats.
I said this with Ryan Tutel 2 weeks ago, I think. And when you really boil it down with the Cats and Nevada, each coach is tasked with the exact same thing, convincing their squad that the other team is the real deal. For Nevada, Choate has to be like, hey, you can think that they're on the FCS or whatever. If you underestimate Montana State, they're going to come in and roll you. And Choate absolutely knows that. But on the other side, if you're Montana State, those guys are going to be hearing all week, like, you're 2 touchdown favorites. You're one of the biggest favorites. I don't know what the line's going to be. I would actually probably guess
a touchdown and a half.
I think it's going to open at like 7.5 or 8.5. But they're still going to hear that, hey, you're a 1-score favorite. You're a 2-score favorite going down here. You know, you guys haven't lost in over a year. You know, your last loss was a year ago today or whatever. So Vegan's going to have to get his guys ready as well.
Absolutely.
On the Montana side of things, though, I think they do have to. They got to lock in, because I agree. I don't expect them to win. But you can't look completely incompetent in Corvallis.
Because they're not that much better than you. If they are better than you, they're not that much better than you.
Oregon State's on a totally different trajectory than Montana is right now, with the loss of the Pac-12, the loss of the Pac-12 money, the change in coach. They have a first-year head coach who's, I mean, that'll be his first game coaching. It'll be his 3rd game coaching his college career. Right? And Bobby Kennedy,
a head coach.
As a head coach. And Bobby Kennedy, same deal. So you got two deals. But then, I mean, Montana's going to have a better quarterback and a better running back. I don't know whether they're going to be better anywhere else, but they're going to have 2 guys that are better. So that also is going to be impactful. You can't go out there and lose 70-14.
No, absolutely no.
You got to be in the game, and you can't look overwhelmed.
I think at most, if you're Montana, 2 scores and a field goal, 17 points. Like, you can't lose by much more than that, because they're not that much better than
I think the spread will be 17.5, and I think the Grizz have to be in the mix to cover. I think they need to be right there. Like a 35-17, that's fine. You know, 38-21, that's fine.
I mean, man, I'm not going to lie. That feels a little too much for me, too.
Nuanez Now June on ESPN Radio. Okay, so then that's the second question, is what game could have more impact on the season? Because I frame it like this. The Cats go down to Reno and win. They were supposed to. They're the defending national champs. If the Grizz go to Oregon State and play well, or somehow spring an upset,
we're like, hold up now.
To the moon, right?
Absolutely.
Now you're going into October if you're the Grizz, thinking, okay,
riding the high.
Bobby how cool, right? Let's roll into October and let's do this thing. Here's a great because we're here with the Grizzly Football Players Association. Brian Ayotte, KLEI Ayott's father, went into Corvallis and led the Grizz to a 35-7 win in his third start as a starting quarterback, replacing the greatest quarterback in the history of the Big Sky Conference.
Completely different defense.
Completely different, and completely different everybody. But I just think that's interesting. I don't know if that's going to rear its head, but 30 years later, Kaylee Ayott's going to have a chance to go into Corvallis and make some moves. So
I don't know. Things like that tend to happen, man. Like just where like history repeats itself.
Right.
I don't know. The aura around it feels weird. I don't know. What are the odds that KLE has the opportunity to play Oregon State when his dad played Oregon State?
I know, and that's the thing. It's going to be all about him handling the pressure of that storyline, because that's going to be a storyline.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's going to write about it. We're going to talk about it.
We have the ability to ask him about it.
We're going to ask him about it. All that stuff. So I think it'll go one of two ways, right? I think that he'll go out there and ball all the way out.
Yeah.
Or maybe the pressure gets to him, and I can't really see him having just an okay game. I think he'll probably play a great game there.
Think about this though. That's kind of like, obviously Ayotte is a great quarterback, top 3 in the FCS. That's kind of like, for him, to people who haven't seen him play, that's like an audition for him for the rest of the country as well. It's hey, because Ayotte's going to be a junior this year, so he's going to have one. I mean, man, crazy.
Speaking of that, we're going to talk quarterbacks when it comes to the Big Sky Conference after a little while. But inside the FCS, with Samuel Kim, we'll put a stamp on this one and then keep telling you about the Mo Club. But thanks to our friends at Paradise Falls for their continued support of us here at Nuanez Now. Paradise Falls, 3621 Brook Street, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Great place for family and friends alike. Appreciate Paradise Falls for all their continued support of our FCS coverage all off-season long. On the other side, I had a great day down at Eli Gilman's youth football camp. How should Eli be remembered? We will talk about that next. Don't change that dial. Keep it right here. 102.9 ESPN Radio.
Around here, we see a lot of people head out. No matter where they're going, we just make sure they're ready. Before you hit the road, get a pre-trip safety check at Les Schwab Tires. It's free. Plus, this May, save up to $200 on select sets of 4 tires.
If we can't guarantee it, we won't sell it.
At Shields, we're anglers, endlessly seeking and refining techniques. We're hunters and storytellers, because we've been out there. We're experts that put products and gear to the test, so we can share that knowledge with you. At Shields, we understand your outdoor journey and the path you're on, because we walk it too, every step of the way. Shields, right there with you.
Mountain Town Vacation Rental Management, your local partner for vacation rental success. We provide a fully customized hosting experience tailored to your needs and goals. Your home is listed on every major site, helping you maximize visibility and bookings. And our local team is available 24/7 to handle guest needs and booking inquiries. Let us take the stress out of managing your vacation home. Contact us today at mountaintownvrm.com or give us a call at 406-369-3080.
The rare moments in life, they're not just few and far between. They're meant to be treasured.
Bring the whole family to the Stone of Accord for a wonderful brunch. From traditional comfort food to eclectic specials, there's something for everyone to enjoy. And it wouldn't be a proper Missoula brunch without an Irish coffee and a mimosa. The Stone of Accord, Irish fare with Montana flair, restaurant, liquor store, and casino. At the Stone of Accord, we use the freshest ingredients to create our homemade traditional Irish classics, fresh salads, and creative specials. Come enjoy our warm, family-friendly atmosphere. The Stone of Accord, Irish fare with Montana flair, restaurant, liquor store, and casino.
Missoula Sports Center.
The 79th annual Montana East-West Shrine Game comes to the mining city on Saturday. Hello, I am Hayden Smith. Montana's premier all-star football event has been a summer staple since 1947. The game raises money and awareness for the orthopedic and bird care unit at the Shriners Children's Hospital in Spokane. The West team will be coached by Ty Murray, the successful East Helena High head coach who just took the offensive coordinator position at Montana Western. The West roster features future Grizz Evan Pyron of Hellgate and future Bobcat Adam Guajardo, each playing defensive end. The East is led by Bozeman Gallatin head coach Hunter Chandler and features an array of future Bobcats and Grizzlies. Future MSU players in the East include offensive lineman Tommy Lewis of Havre and Brody Boulay from Polson, wide receiver Elias Bonner of Billings West, defensive end Jay Spance of Grass Range, along with cornerback Evan Hewen of Bozeman and Bobby Gutzman of Gallatin. Future Grizz on the East roster include tight end Merrick Fisher of Billings Skyview, wide receiver William Snell of Billings Central, and Wesley Ariat from Belgrade, along with safeties Dawson Hammond of Malta and Cougar Capel of Red Lodge. Saturday's action is scheduled to kick off at 7 p.m. from Naranj Stadium. The West won last year's game 14-7 in Great Falls and has now won 5 straight in the series. The East owns the all-time lead, 41-37.
This ESPN Missoula Sports Center is presented by Canyon River Golf Club. It's Nuanez Now on 102.9 ESPN Missoula. Watch the show statewide on SWX Montana Television.
Hustling and bustling. We got a full event down here, so if you are around downtown, come on down. Nuanez Now live from the Mo Club as part of our collaboration with the Grizzly Football Players Association. GFPA is relatively new, but they're doing some awesome work trying to get as many former Grizz guys on the same page. It's a networking group. It's just a social group. It's a great thing. It's an awesome motivation by these guys, and it's a fun event. We got all sorts of Grizz guys down here, so if you are a former Grizz player, come on down. If you're not a former Grizz player, but you want to hang out with some, come on down. We'll be down here until about 7 o'clock. We appreciate the Mo Club for putting us up and the GFPA for coming up with this idea. Colter Nuanez coming to you through the Grizzly Disposal studio here at the Missoula Broadcasting Company. Grizzly Disposal, locally owned, veteran-owned, and the only Bears that should be in your garbage. Samuel Kim sitting shotgun with me here for hour number 1. Rajim Seabrook said he's on his way, so he'll be kicking it for hour number 2. But yesterday we were down at Eli Gilman's skills camp, and about Big Sky, about 50, 60 kids showed up. Good showing. That in itself was awesome, and I said my 2 cents about that yesterday. But all those guys were really good working with the kids, and to me, that's what NIL should be all about, right? Like, if you're promoting a business and helping them get exposure, great. If you're giving back to the community and making a couple bucks, that's also great. That's awesome. And those guys were awesome, interacting with everybody and all that sort of stuff. But it really struck me just watching Eli, because he was so apparently a phenomenal athlete. Yeah. The very first time I saw him. Yeah. I think me and you actually had a segment on this, like who's that guy segment. Like, who was that guy when you first see him at fall camp? Like the guy that popped the most. He's like the number one guy. Him and Tremaine Johnson are the two guys where you're like, why is that guy at Montana? That guy can go anywhere. Yeah. I remember seeing Justin Green at practice and pulling him aside and be like, so what's up? Like, how did you get this guy? And he's like, there's no reason we should have this guy. He's from a great family. He gets good grades. He grinds it out. He's a hard worker. His numbers were amazing. He's Minnesota Player of the Year. Like, there's no reason we should have this guy. We got this guy. We're going to keep this guy as long as we can. But it really struck me yesterday that, like, the story of Eli Gilman's career, other than just how unbelievably productive he's been, has been that since he won the Jerry Rice Award, everybody has just been wondering, well, when's he going to leave?
Yeah, right.
I don't think anybody would have hated on it if he would have left. It's very similar to Money Williams. Like when Money Williams went to Boston College, the world has kind of said, well, that's pretty cool that he stayed, you know, like that he stayed in Montana for 3 years. He could have got wherever he wanted after year one.
Yeah.
But I was thinking this yesterday with Eli, like he is knocking on the door of all the major rushing records in Grizz history. And I just think it's so cool that he stayed, man. Like he is the guy that had the easiest chance to leave, and he had the easiest chance to leave 3 years in a row. And he didn't.
Yeah.
And he didn't. So how much do you think that should impact his legacy at Montana?
Well, I think in modern football, in modern college football, that should most certainly garner him a leg up on the legacy talk.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know this guy does not need to be here. He wants to be here. And that's the biggest thing, man.
Wanting to be there is big time. Also having the perspective to understand.
Yes.
He absolutely could transfer. And I don't know. There's so many good running backs in the world. I don't know, like, at what level could he. I think he could start most places in the country. I don't know what level he could be a star at most places in the country. I don't know if he could start at like Ohio State or Michigan or Georgia. Yeah. I'm very confident he could start at like all the non-winning Power Fives and all the Group
G6s.
of Fives and all that for sure. But to have the perspective that, hey, like my ticket to ride is all the records I have a chance to set at Montana, but also that sure, I could go to Minnesota, where he's from, rush for 950 yards and 9 touchdowns or whatever, and go 4-8.
Yeah.
And get beat down by Ohio State, Michigan State, all this stuff. Or I could stay at Montana and win 13, 14, 15 games, score 25 touchdowns, be the king of the town. Yeah. I just love that he had that perspective.
And I can still make a decent amount of money.
No doubt.
I mean, when you're great as he is, and I think he understands that a lot of kids these days, I think, are chasing the money. And I think one thing Eli has started to understand is not only do I want to leave a legacy, set records, but when you're as good as I am and I have the potential to be, the money will follow you inevitably, especially in today's college football landscape.
Right.
I mean, at a school like Montana, they don't have as much NIL as some of the P4 schools or some of the G6 schools, but they have enough to where you can be comfortable and make a decent chunk of change.
Well, it's also like investing in your future, right?
Yeah.
You'll take mid-6 figures at some Group of 5 or something, or some low-level Power 5, and it impacts your resume negatively.
Yeah.
To me, he's investing in his future. You stay at Montana because if you break Lex Hilliard and Chase Reynolds and Johansi Humphrey's records, that's it. That's what you present to the world. You can tell NFL scouts, you can tell NFL teams.
These guys were NFL players. I broke their records.
I rushed for 6,000 yards and 75 touchdowns in my career, right? Like, that's pretty hard for people to deny.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely. And you have somewhere to go back to.
No question.
I'm big on that. I'm big on that.
Oh, I'm big on it too, man. You have to have somewhere to go back to. The thing is, he stayed for long enough here. He would always be able to come back here.
Right.
But the dudes that leave, man, like, it's interesting, man. Like, Isaiah Fonse was the all-time leading rusher in the history of Montana State. He went to Cal. He's not a tip of the tongue all-time great Bobcat when people ask about him.
Yeah, right.
And he should be.
Yeah.
And if he would have stayed,
I mean, his body was beat by the time he got to Cal because of what he did at Montana.
No question.
State.
But like, if he would have stayed and rushed for another 1,000, another 10 touchdowns, now the records are so big, and now it's like everybody has to acknowledge you.
Yeah, right.
And I don't know. I think Gilman is doing it as well as you can do it, and I just really hope that people appreciate him. I know he is the star of the moment right now for the Grizz, but I just think it's interesting that he is not he has as much popularity and star power as anybody that's ever played for the Grizz, but he doesn't have like this legendary story because he's not this underdog guy, you know? Like Ohansey Humphreys got recruited by nobody, and he comes from middle of nowhere, Alaska, and he's got to grind his way out. And he plays from this, when he first came here to Montana, he plays for this team that throws the ball 60 times a game. And then they finally transitioned to running it, and he became an integral part of that. But I mean, he's playing with nothing but dudes from Montana.
Yeah, right.
And like Chase Reynolds, he didn't even play running back for his first 3 years or 2.5 years of Montana. Like,
right.
He was grinding it out at wide receiver. Everybody's laughing at him, like, who's this 8-man guy? And then injury. He gets his chance, and he goes bananas. And then
how many guys are there like that?
He becomes this legend
that never got an opportunity because there weren't enough injuries for them to get the
man, right? I think about this all the time, where they were at the wrong spot.
Yeah.
We were talking about this on the golf course the other day. The scheme change, like Cale Edwards never got his due at Montana. If he would have played in a normal 4-3 defense,
yes,
he would have been a 10-sack guy.
He would have been an all-conference player.
Like his ceiling is Daniel Hardy to me, right? Like he's long and lean, he can run and all that sort of stuff. And he was a good player for the Grizz, but he had to sacrifice his soul on every down.
Yeah,
like, I mean, he's basically playing 5-tech at 230 pounds. He could have been playing wide 9, right? Like actually using his length, using his speed, getting off the edge. But that's one of just a million examples you could think of, man. But I just hope that people put Gilman in the right light, because he is as good as Lex Hilliard. He is as good as Chase Reynolds. He is as good as Ohansey Humphreys. I've covered all these guys. I've seen all of them. And then you have to factor in that not only is he that good, but he chose to stay.
In an era where he absolutely did not have to.
He did not have to. And some would say he should have.
Nobody would have faulted him for leaving.
Yeah, I love it. And I love that he did it, and it made me so happy seeing him interact with all those kids yesterday.
Oh, yeah. You know they eat that stuff up.
Oh, they eat it, man. It was so cool. And your boy Junior, Bergen coach yesterday.
Yep, I saw that.
And he was like 3 minutes late.
Yeah.
But there was like 10 kids in 49ers Bergen jerseys.
Oh, my God.
And they were so sad that Bergen wasn't there. And then when he came running up.
Oh, my gosh. They just flooded him up.
Eli had waited for like 2 minutes, and then he goes, okay, huddle up. And then he comes in. I don't know if they planned it or not. If they planned it, it was brilliant.
Yeah, right.
But then he comes running up. Oh, he just gets mobbed.
That's so cool.
It was like he hit the game-winning shot to win the NBA Finals or something. It was amazing. It was so great. It was awesome. Nuanez Now June tonight, ESPN Radio, coming to you live from the
guy who stayed.
Indeed, no doubt. Junior Brewer guy that stayed for sure. Appreciate you hanging out. If you are downtown, come hang out with us. Mo Burgers are sizzling. I can smell them from here. I can't wait to get off the radio and have one. We got all sorts of Grizz alums down here hanging out as well. So if you are around downtown, come kick it with us. This is part of our collaboration with the Grizzly Football Players Association. We talk quarterbacks. We teased this a little bit earlier. We all know that the two best quarterbacks, certainly in the Big Sky, but maybe in the FCS, are in the state of Montana. I want to know who Sammy thinks are some of the other best quarterbacks in the Big Sky Conference. We'll talk about that on the other side. Don't change that dial. Keep it right here. 109 ESPN Radio.
Around here, we see a lot of people head out. No matter where they're going, we just make sure they're ready. Before you hit the road, get a pre-trip safety check at Les Schwab Tires. It's free. Plus, this May, save up to $200 on select sets of 4 tires.
If we can't guarantee it, we won't sell it.
At Shields, we're anglers, endlessly seeking and refining techniques. We're hunters and storytellers, because we've been out there. We're experts that put products and gear to the test, so we can share that knowledge with you. At Shields, we understand your outdoor journey and the path you're on, because we walk it too, every step of the way. Shields, right there with you.
Mountain Town Vacation Rental Management, your local partner for vacation rental success. We provide a fully customized hosting experience tailored to your needs and goals. Your home is listed on every major site, helping you maximize visibility and bookings. And our local team is available 24/7 to handle guest needs and booking inquiries. Let us take the stress out of managing your vacation home. Contact us today at mountaintownvrm.com or give us a call at 406-369-3080.
The rare moments in life, they're not just few and far between. They're meant to be treasured.
Bring the whole family to the Stone of Accord for a wonderful brunch. From traditional comfort food to eclectic specials, there's something for everyone to enjoy. And it wouldn't be a proper Missoula brunch without an Irish coffee and a mimosa. The Stone of Accord, Irish fare with Montana flair. Restaurant, liquor store, and casino. At the Stone of Accord, we use the freshest ingredients to create our homemade traditional Irish classics, fresh salads, and creative specials. Come enjoy our warm, family-friendly atmosphere. The Stone of Accord, Irish fare with Montana flair. Restaurant, liquor store, and casino.
This is Nuanez Now on 102.9 ESPN Radio Missoula.
Welcome back. 102.9 ESPN Radio, SWX Montana Television, and the ESPN MT app. Colter Nuanez coming to you through the Grizzly Disposal studio at the Missoula Broadcasting Company. Grizzly Disposal, locally owned, veteran-owned, and the only bears that should be in your garbage. If you need a construction roll-off box for your construction project, give Grizzly Disposal a call. 541-7171 or visit online grizzlydisposal.com. Samuel Kim and shotgun with me live from the Mo Club as part of an event for the Grizzly Football Players Association. More on that coming up here in just a little while. We were talking quarterbacks earlier, Sammy. I think that most people that follow the FCS and follow the Big Sky are on the same page that two of the best quarterbacks in the country, we don't have to rank them right now.
I would say top two.
But two of the best, if not the two best, in the country. Kaylee Ayat at Montana, Justin Lamson at Montana State, reside here in the Treasure State. But I wanted to know who you think are the next best quarterbacks in the Big Sky. Big Sky has always been a quarterback-driven league. It's actually ebbed and flowed with like how quarterback-driven it's been.
It fell off for like the last 3-4 years. It wasn't great before we had Ayat and Lamson.
It's true, and there was even a longer span then when the Big Sky expanded in 2012, and then you had all this various tumult with Montana and Montana State both having ebbs and flows and maybe some down years.
Yeah.
And then also subsequently the rise of Jay Hill at Weber State. All of that contributed to like the style of football that was winning in the Big Sky. North Dakota State and their winning ways contributed to the style that was winning in the Big Sky as well. Or just the style that was winning in the FCS, really. But now I think we're back to where you got to have a quarterback to have a chance. And I think there's several guys in the Big Sky that are good enough, maybe not to win a national championship, but to have their teams in the mix for the playoffs and for the national championship coming down the stretch. Who do you think are the best quarterbacks in the Big Sky outside of, just make it one. Who do you think is the best quarterback in the Big Sky outside of the two gentlemen in Montana?
I would say Ty Pennington. He hasn't been as productive in terms of his numbers. His numbers aren't going to blow you away, but he's very sound. He's got a really good grade, PFF grade. I think his PFF grade is 90, which is really, really good. I think that's above Ayat and Lamson, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Maybe not above Lamson, but the PFF grade is really good. I mean, he's just a really good player. He hasn't always had the greatest talent around him, and the defenses haven't always been sturdy. But, I mean, he's a really, really good player, and he's not going to make a ton of mistakes. So he's always going to have you, decently competitive. I just think, sometimes he could be a little bit more productive in terms of his numbers. More passes, more passing touchdowns. I think he could be a little bit more prolific from that standpoint.
It's interesting because Brian Wright, his head coach at Northern Arizona, was the offensive coordinator at Montana State for 2010, 2011. Bobcats won the Big Sky Championship both of those years. Yeah. And Denarius McGee is more talented than Ty Pennington. I have no problem saying that. Denarius McGee is elite talent. I mean, he won a 6A state championship in Texas at Euless Trinity.
Oh, my goodness.
If he was not 5'11", he would have gone wherever the hell he wanted. he was
Why
just
does he get to go, but Kyler Murray doesn't? Why does Kyler Murray get to go, but him not?
Right, but he was like the quintessential
little quarterback,
but that could extend plays without running, but just keep it alive. But if you ask me, of all the quarterbacks I've covered over all these years in the Big Sky, who's the best dude in converting third downs and converting big downs, it's him, because he's so smart. But that is what Ty Pennington is. Denarius McGee light. He's not as talented, but Brian Wright has taught him, just like he taught Denarius McGee, hey, these downs are valuable. Let's get to 3rd and 4, and then you're going to make it happen. Whatever you want to do, we'll make it happen. And it does. It gives NAU a chance all day long. I'm so interested to see if they can break through the NAU ceiling, because this has nothing to do with Brian Wright. NAU has always been right there, right in the middle of the league, a team that's going to win between 5 and 8 games. How do they get over the hump, right? Year 1 under Brian Wright, they made the playoffs. Last year they regressed a little bit, and how do you get over the top? I don't know.
They had a chance in 2017, but the Grizzlies spoiled
it, man. I just want to know, how can you get over the top? Because I think that's bigger than Brian Wright and Ty Pennington.
I'm not sure, man. Defensively, definitely could help you. You could definitely get some help defensively. They need to be better. And then talent-wise, I just don't think they get a ton of high-level talent at NAU. I don't know if it's recruiting.
Which is weird, because they used to.
Yeah.
They used to.
Emmanuel Butler, Case Cookus.
Yeah. I wonder if that is so much impacted by the transfer portal.
Yeah.
Who was your boy that transferred to Washington? The safety, McLaughlin.
Man, a dog of a player. Oh my goodness.
He was great.
Yes, best safety in the league.
I wonder if NAU goes through that more, because it's easier to poach from there.
Yeah.
From a NIL perspective, from a transfer portal perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. And you get 2 in-state schools that, if you're at NAU, come play for Arizona State.
And a million others that are right around the corner, too, right?
Colorado, Colorado State.
Southern Utah and Utah Tech are right there, too. Yeah. And, you got all these schools that are right there. So,
who would you say?
I'm a stand for Jordan Cook, but I understand his weaknesses, and he's got to fix a couple things for me, man. The first time I ever saw him live, I was like, that dude's got one of the most live arms I've ever seen in the Big Sky Conference.
Yeah.
Truly, I'll never forget 2 years ago when UNLV went back and forth for a little while with San Diego State, but they ended up losing 51-28. But they were sort of in it, and they scored some touchdowns. Marty Mornoweg, our great friend here on Nuanez Now, who coached quarterbacks in the NFL for 27 years, he called me and he's like, Coulter, the dude from Idaho State's the most league guy in the league. And I was like, really, coach? And he's like, raw.
6'5".
But he's 6'5", and he's got an NFL arm. And I was like, man, because I had been scanning channels. I was like, I watched a little bit of that game, but I need to go back. Then I went back and watched it. I was like, oh, of course coach is right.
Yeah.
He knows. He throws absolute darts, but he also throws...
He doesn't value the ball enough.
He throws untimely. His game against the Grizz last year was quintessential Jordan Cook. He threw for over 300 yards.
2 interceptions.
He had him in the game, and he threw 3 interceptions, including 2 down the stretch.
Yeah.
And
you're just one second you're like, oh my gosh, this is the best player I've seen all year.
That's right.
The other second you're like, oh.
and so much of it's because he's so raw and unpolished. But I love him. But I agree with you. I think that Ty Pennington, in terms of winning football games, which is the number one thing that a quarterback is judged by.
Both of them could win more, though, in my opinion.
No question.
Ty Pennington does it a little more than Jordan Cook, though. They're both phenomenal players.
I think they're both really good players, and I think they're both both those guys are top 10 guys in the country. Does the Big Sky have 4 of the top 10 guys?
I wouldn't give Jordan Cook top 10. I'd give him top 15. I think when I did my top 15, I think Jordan Cook was in my top 15. He was. Ty Pennington most certainly is top 10 in my opinion. Here's a good question for you. If you put Ty Pennington on Montana, did they have the same season they had last year, or Jordan Cook? Same for Montana State. If you put either of those if you put Ayat on Montana State, did they win the national championship?
Wow.
Go with Montana first. If you put Ty or Jordan Cook on Montana, do they still go 13-2 last year?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
For sure. Well, I don't know about for sure.
Interceptions last year.
I don't know about for sure. Montana's offensive skill guys last year were so nasty. So if you had a guy that could throw, Ayat's biggest struggle was throwing the deep ball, and he got better at it, and he's good at it, but he's not great at it.
Yep.
Cook throwing the deep ball to like Michael Wortham, or like Cook, like when they used to run the sweet motion with Wortham, and then they run like that slip screen where he runs the stutter route and he sits in the middle of the zone. Cook has so much velocity. You could run. They would run it to the short side. He could run to the wide side and screw teams all the way up if you had that in your arsenal. I think Pennington would actually be great at Montana State. I think that I think Cook would be terrible at Montana State
because he can't run.
And he can't run the mid zone, and you would be completely thwarting
sitting duck.
Yeah, he'd be thwarting all of the things he does well and accentuating none of them at Montana State.
Yeah.
So it's a great question. Bobby Houck would have loved him some Ty Pennington now.
He's tough.
He's tough.
Yeah.
He's measured.
Yeah.
He's clearly coachable.
Yeah. He's an Oklahoma boy too. I did not know that.
Game manager. Yeah, it's interesting. It's a great question, but it is. I think it will be an abject failure if Jordan Cook is not in your top 10 by the end of this year.
Absolutely. I would too.
Nuanez Now 129 ESPN Radio. Samuel Kim kicking it with us here for the first hour as we broadcast to you live from the Mo Club. We're going to tag in and tag out Rajim Seabrook. You're going to join us here in hour number 2. We're going to talk all things New York Knicks and whatever else we can get to. But thanks for swinging by, Matt. Thanks for doing it.
Appreciate you having me.
Appreciate the GFPA for hosting this event, Grizzly Football Players Association. And if you're downtown, come on down to the Mo Club. We'll be hanging out for the next couple hours. Hour 1 in the books, hour 2 coming at you. Don't change that dial. Keep it right here at 129 ESPN Radio.
Jewelry Design Center. We want to be your jeweler for life.
Bring the whole family to the Stone of Accord for a wonderful brunch. From traditional comfort food to eclectic specials, there's something for everyone to enjoy. And it wouldn't be a proper Missoula brunch without an Irish coffee and a mimosa. The Stone of Accord, Irish fare with Montana flair, restaurant, liquor store, and casino. At the Stone of Accord, we use the freshest ingredients to create our homemade traditional Irish classics, fresh salads, and creative specials. Come enjoy our warm, family-friendly atmosphere. The Stone of Accord, Irish fare with Montana flair, restaurant, liquor store, and casino.
Grizzlies can fix just about anything. That's why the University of Montana is the cybersecurity center for the Treasure State. training the next generation to defend what matters most. We deliver graduates with skills to fill more than 1,100 open cybersecurity jobs in Montana. As the region's cybersecurity hub, we'll be prepared for tomorrow's threats, because what's made in Montana is remaking the world.
ESPN Radio for Western Montana, KKVU HD3 Stevensville, and 102.9 FM on K275BS Missoula. ESPN Missoula Sports Center.
The 79th annual Montana East-West Shrine Game comes to the mining city on Saturday. Hello, I am Hayden Smith. Montana's premier all-star football event has been a summer staple since 1947. The game raises money and awareness for the orthopedic and bird care unit at the Shriners Children's Hospital in Spokane. The West team will be coached by Ty Murray, the successful East Helena High head coach who just took the offensive coordinator position at Montana Western. The West roster features future Grizz Evan Pyron of Hellgate and future Bobcat Adam Guajardo, each playing defensive end. The East is led by Bozeman Gallatin head coach Hunter Chandler and features an array of future Bobcats and Grizzlies. Future MSU players in the East include offensive lineman Tommy Lewis of Havre and Brody Boulay from Polson, wide receiver Elias Bonner of Billings West, defensive end Jay Spance of Grass Range, along with cornerback Evan Hewen of Bozeman and Bobby Gutzman of Gallatin. Future Grizz on the East roster include tight end Merrick Fisher of Billings Skyview, wide receiver William Snell of Billings Central, and Wesley Ariat from Belgrade, along with safeties Dawson Hammond of Malta and Cougar Capel of Red Lodge. Saturday's action is scheduled to kick off at 7 p.m. from Naranj Stadium. The West won last year's game 14-7 in Great Falls and has now won 5 straight in the series. The East owns the all-time lead, 41-37.
This ESPN Missoula Sports Center is presented by Canyon River Golf Club. Nuanez Now on ESPN Radio.
It's hopping down at the Boat Club. You should come down. Burgers are sizzling. I can smell them from here. We got all sorts of folks down here. Fun event hosted by the Grizzly Football Players Association. I'm Colter Nuanez coming to you through the Grizzly Disposal Studio, even though we are here at the Missoula Club in downtown Missoula. Appreciate you for hanging out. And if you are a former Grizz football player, please come say what's up. And even if you're not, if you want to go meet and interact with some former Grizz, these guys are doing a great thing, helping connect each other and build a network and remember players from the past and have fun events like this. So we appreciate these guys for hanging out and putting this event on. If you missed anything in the first hour of the show, Samuel and Kim, great analysis on all sorts of different subject matters. We talked about the Big Sky Conference TV schedule. We talked about this event, the GFPA. We talked about non-conference football games for both the Grizz and the Bobcats against Nevada and Oregon State, and maybe who has more pressure and who has more to gain upon them. We also talked about Eli Gilman's legacy and maybe what that should mean, given not just the numbers, but also the way he's given back and the way he's contributing to the community. We also talked to Big Sky quarterbacks as well, so a ton of FCS talk. All of it on the Nuanez Now podcast, available on all your various podcast hosting platforms. Please rate, review, subscribe. Rajim Seabrook sitting shotgun now. What's up, my brother? How you living?
I'm well, man. Can't brag, won't complain. It's been I want to say a minute. It's been several moments, a couple of months,
man. Yeah,
couple of months.
Haven't seen you in a while, man. So a lot has been happening for you.
Yes.
So we'll start first and foremost with your yesterday. You got in the mix with the football camp with Eli Gilman, and there was a bunch of young ladies that were down there as well, coaching them up in the flag football world.
Yes, sir.
I thought it was a great event, a great uplifting event. I don't know, probably 5 kids were down there hanging out.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
I thought there was a lot of cool moments, but especially when Junior Bergen showed up a couple minutes late, but then he comes running in. It was like he was like Hank Mazurowski hitting the game-winning home run in the 1960 World Series or something. The kids are mobbing him. They're giving him all the love. But cool. It was really fun watching those guys interact with the kids. Fun watching you interact with all the young ladies as well.
Thank you.
But cool deal. To me, that's what NIL should be all about, is these guys giving back to their communities and helping with, it's helping promote the game within the community.
Yeah, Missoula is a sports crazy town, but it's even more crazy when you can localize your heroes, right? And you can relate to the people there. So, the young men there, they see the Junior Bergens, they see the Eli, and Monty Gilmans, and then the girls, those young girls see those high school girls that just broke ground and made history last year, taking third in the state. So when you have those kind of community connections and the want, need, and desire, yesterday was, I kept saying yesterday, it was serendipitous. It was so serendipitous, and what a great day to be part of something special.
Well, localizing your heroes, I love that. 'Cause I said this on the show yesterday. We moved to Montana in 1993. Montana Grizzlies win the national championship in 1995. Dave Dickinson MCs the opening ceremonies for Mount Jumbo Little League, 1996.
Old Squala.
If you would have lined up Dave Dickinson, Brett Favre, Drew Bledsoe, John Elway, and said, 8-year-old Coulter, who do you want to autograph from?
Dave Dickinson.
I would say Dave Dickinson. I don't care about these guys playing in the Super Bowl. Like, this guy, he's from Great Falls. He lives in my town. He's the legend of the fall. What are we even talking about?
Absolutely.
And that's why I love seeing it with those kids. Like, Eli Gilman might as well be Walter Payton. Junior Berger might as well be Jerry Rice. Like, it's all the same to them when you're 8 or 9 or 10 years old.
Yeah, and when you grow up watching these guys for 3, 4, 5 years, and you see their posters, it allows you to want to aspire to be that. And then I love what you're saying. The reciprocity that Eli gives back is huge. And I was listening to you and Sammy on the way in, and sorry if I sound like a frog with sandpaper, but
no, you sound great.
Yeah, well, hello, dulcet tones.
You got the dulcet tones.
It is just, he doesn't have to be here, and he doesn't have to do the things that he does.
That's right.
Just his want to do that, which creates the needs for the kids. He goes down as a legend in my mind outside of the game, and I love guys like Eli Gilman, and had a good little side chat about what are you going to do post football, because the boy's going to get drafted, but like just kind of talking about him, about life, and I like where his mind is going. He's thinking about himself in all the right ways, inside and outside of the game. So good on him, and good on those kids attending camp yesterday.
Yeah, he's got a level head on him for sure.
Absolutely.
It's really fun to get to know him. Rajim Seabrook kicking with us here on Nuanez Now, 102.9 ESPN Radio, coming to you live from the Mo Club. If you're around the area, come on down, hang out, and get to know a little bit more about the Grizzly Football Players Association. Plenty of GFPA guys down here, and a fun little event. So before we get to the greatest moment of your life, other than your children being born, I got to ask about tomorrow. Juneteenth tomorrow.
Absolutely.
You guys are doing a bunch of stuff with Empower Montana and a couple of other organizations in town. So tell the world about
Absolutely.
What
Tomorrow's Juneteenth. It's a holiday. Don't just take a day off. Come in and understand why you have the day off.
Learn.
Get paid for that.
Yep.
But yeah, it's our 5th annual since it became a federal holiday. It's our 5th annual out there at Fort Missoula. It's free to the public. Good civic engagement, free food, and just it's a great opportunity to learn history in the making, but also come down and learn some African dance and make some masks and do some things, and and if that makes you kind of feel uncomfortable, good. It's making you feel uncomfortable for a reason. Come down and get comfortable with your uncomfortability, and come and celebrate with a pocket of community you may not know, but we're here and we exist, and we love Missoula. So come and support the Juneteenth event at the historical Fort Missoula, 10 o'clock. Be there. Event starts at 10:30, and it's free to the public, and it's grown by 125 people every year since its inception. So
nice.
Come down and be a part of it.
Heck yeah! Well, great thing to celebrate and a great venue to celebrate at. So
yes, sir.
We should definitely go. All right, we kicked the can around enough. You are the realest New Yorker that I know. And we have talked on this show for 10 years.
Yes, sir.
About basketball in New York City.
And I still haven't gotten paid.
And what it means to New York. New York is the biggest city in America. That's low-hanging fruit. That's easy to determine.
Yes.
New York has great culture when it comes to all the sports.
Yes.
The Yankees are the winningest franchise in the history of Major League Baseball. The New York Rangers have won multiple Stanley Cups. The Giants have won multiple Super Bowls. The Jets have won a Super Bowl. But New York is a basketball city.
Absolutely. Basketball, baseball.
Basketball, baseball.
Yeah.
But basketball means a ton to New York. And I think the Knicks are the most suffering basketball fan base that there's been. Because they are one of the original NBA franchises, and because they were so good before the Lakers and the Celtics took over the NBA for 40 years, the Knicks were the ones everybody were trying to beat. And you add in the mystique of how many great players have come out of New York that have then gone on to great careers in college and the pros. And then you add in that the cathedral of basketball in America is Madison Square Garden. So when the Knicks have been even kind of good, it's been so great for the NBA. When the Knicks have been completely downtrodden, it's still been one of the biggest stories in the NBA. It doesn't matter who you are, what you're doing. If you're watching the NBA in the regular season on a middle of the road day, the Knicks have a 1 in 3 chance of being on because it's the biggest market in America.
Yes.
This is so cool for New York that they were able to win it. So take us through it. I mean, the Knicks are NBA champions for the first time since 1973. Your impressions?
Well, first and foremost, I have a bunch of pictures my family sent because they went to the parade today that I'm going to share with you in between the breaks and the takes. For me, it's huge, Coulter. I have watched the Yankees win. I've watched, like you said, the Rangers win. I've watched the Islanders win. I've watched everyone win growing up. The last time this team won a championship was the year before I was born. So, it's crazy. I've watched everyone else win but my Knickerbockers,
so you watched the Knicks your entire life without seeing
entire life. And I watched John Starks shoot our way out of a championship in 94, 95. And then I watched, a really glum Patrick Ewing sit out of a championship in 99. So, for me, this is the final, it's the Sunday. It's the cherry on top, sprinkles and whipped cream because it's been so long. And like you said, the Knicks when the league is better when the Knicks are good, when the Bulls are good, when the Celtics are good, and when the Lakers are good. Just like the NFL is good when Green Bay is good, when Dallas is good, and when the Niners are good. There's just certain teams that help elevate the game within itself and the culture within the game. So I am stoked. I am psyched. I'm really sad that I wasn't there, but I'm glad the Knicks did it.
You don't got 10 grand to go to a game?
Yeah, you know what that's called? Quinn and Chloe. All my money goes to my kids. No, for me, it was great. Not only that they won, but how they won. When you come off this historic playoff run, going undefeated through 2 different series, it's, the OGs put back, just all of these things. Jalen Brunson's beautiful stoicism, them overcoming adversity, them overcoming a crazy differential discrepancy in fouls called for and against, 22-6 on the average, Coulter. Come on, son. And for you to overcome that, to protect the golden boy and the future golden boy of this league was ridiculous. And then Jalen Brunson, who no one ever gave a chance to, he's too small, didn't play at a big enough school, all these things. To me, he brought small man basketball back. He gave credits to the Isaiah Thomases. He gave love to the Allen Iversons of the world. Yep. It's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. And for all the little point guards of the world, for the God Sham gods of the world, for the Rod Stricklands of the world, he did it for them. So I love it. I love the narrative, and I also love it, for the fact that he did it with his pops. He did it with his pops, who also was tied to the last championship team. Like, his dad couldn't do it in '99, but he did it in 2026 as a coach and as a father of a player. And the cool thing is, the day after they won, Dad, it was his birthday. It was Jalen Brunson's father's birthday, like the next day, and then 5 days before Father's Day. What a great serendipitous moment in time for New Yorkers, but the Brunson family in particular. So there's my narrative. That's my story. Sticking to it.
I love it. Rajim Seabrook kicking it with us here on Nuanez Now 102.9 ESPN Radio, coming to you live from the Mo Club. GFPA hosting an event, Grizzly Football Players Association. There's a whole bunch of fun ex-Grizz down here. So if you want a burger, want a beer, come on down. Hang out with us at the Mo Club. The Brunson phenomenon is it makes me so happy because I love MythBuster stuff, right? It's so easy. It's so easy to buy into these like sweeping statement narratives.
Yes.
The NBA is soft.
It's rigged.
It's rigged. Guys that are second-round draft picks can't make it. Jalen Brunson's too small, too slow, can't shoot, whatever. The dude signed, when he was traded to the Knicks, he signed a 4-year, $100 million deal that very many of the pundits across the NBA laughed at.
Shredded.
How could you possibly give this guy $100 million? Now here we are with the deal done, and it's the smartest deal in the history of the NBA. That is not hyperbole. That is absolute fact. The dude has averaged 28 points per game for 4 years in a row. He's not only the face of the New York Knicks franchise, he is perhaps the ultimate face of a franchise in the entire NBA, man. Like, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is associated with the Oklahoma City Thunder, but that is not the same market as New York City, man.
No.
Nobody has that. Like, LeBron James and the Lakers, but he's played for too many teams now, man. The fact that Jalen Brunson is from New York, I guess he's from New Jersey, but whatever. He's from Rhode Island. Same diff. Like, the fact that he's from
he's won a championship on every level in that era, in that area, high school, college, pro.
Exactly, and the fact that his dad was a New York Knick.
Oh, gotta love it.
It's hard to say that he's not the greatest New York Knick of all time, man.
You better bite your tongue and go order me a burger, buddy.
I mean, Clyde Frazier and him, that's it, right?
Patrick Ewing.
Patrick Ewing didn't reach the ultimate prize.
He didn't. He got there twice. But he also brought the Knicks out of the drudgery of the late 70s. He did. Like, he actually gave the face back to the franchise that the Allen Houstons of the world, the Jalen Brunsons of the world got to kind of just play their way into. So when I think about the full body of work and what he allowed on the backside of the middle to the backside of his career, Patrick Ewing's the face, baby.
Well, and when he was the Don on that 98
Absolutely.
team, and then he was hurt, as you mentioned. And that team could have, should have, would have.
If he's healthy, they win.
And instead, Tim Duncan wins, and it starts a whole different rise for the Spurs. But I just feel like Brunson is among the most on-brand players I've ever seen in the NBA. He is New York City, man.
100%.
The fact that he's an underdog and a dog at the same time, the fact that he's a lefty, the fact that he is crafty, the fact that he's tough as, I mean, we're never going to know because they're never going to release it. He tore his knee in game one.
Yeah, I know.
And then he came back out, and he didn't acknowledge it whatsoever. And then he becomes the Finals MVP. I loved it. I love the storyline. I love how much he fits New York City.
I love how he played through adversity. He played through no calls. He played through, not that sports aren't dirty, but like just overtly dirty play.
No question.
Like when you're slipping a size 19 under a guy so he can roll his ankle and you're straight mushing him. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
And the fact that he didn't retaliate, he didn't cry, he didn't gripe. He just got back up and played and led his team to new heights and tied records only Michael Jordan has made. That's ridiculous. You score 52% of your team's points.
It's crazy.
At 6 foot nothing, 100 and nothing friggin' pounds. Come on, son.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, it was unbelievable to watch.
Yes, sir.
Seabrook, Culture Nuanez coming to you live from the Low Club. So what's the sport equivalent of this? Because I was thinking about this, like in terms of the franchises that have been starved, who also have a huge presence in like the stability of the sport that is being played, and ferocious fan bases that expect a ton. and then have been just on a drought forever. Like, what is the equivalent of this in another sport?
Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, but the Packers have had one since 2010.
Right, but I'm gonna.
I guess.
So let's, just like you're talking about Brunson, and then that's like Aaron Rodgers comparison. Green Bay was dead in the water for years.
Yeah.
You get Brett Favre and you get Reggie White. To me, that's the best iteration of it, where you have a small market, but you
when
have
the Packers did it 95, 96.
Bingo.
Yeah.
To me, that's the best modern day equivalent for myself.
That's an excellent one.
Thank you.
What about right now in contemporary times? Because that's a great example, right? I think that one. I think when Cleveland won in 2016 with LeBron James.
That's a good one.
Because they had been so thwarted, and the King had left him, and he came back, and he brought the championship back. Well, how about right now? Like, what could happen today moving forward?
Oh, today. Oh, okay.
Today moving forward.
Today going forward.
That would match this.
I don't know, because of the historical aspect. Like
what about the Cowboys?
The Cowboys would be another one.
Because the Cowboys are the Knicks have not been overhyped. The Knicks are covered so heavily that everybody knows.
Dallas is overhyped every year.
They're overhyped every year. They are. But it also would feed such a machine.
You know what?
What about the Buffalo Bills? It's such a small market, but they've experienced so much heartbreak, right?
They are due.
Yeah, they're beyond due.
Buffalo is due.
Yeah.
Buffalo would be a good one.
Like, Josh Allen could be the Buffalo equivalent of Jalen Brunson.
He could be.
If he was to win it, right?
I like that a lot. Small town, blue collar, hardcore fan base,
underrated,
doesn't waver.
College.
You know, from a nowhere college, so to say. Like, no one cares about Villanova for Jalen Brunson. No one cares about Wyoming. Like, not that no one cares, but it isn't that Power 5, that big school powerhouse, those kind of things. I like where you're going from modern day. I'm going to give you that one.
Another one that producer Hayden brings up that was enormous was when I blacked this out, Hayden. That's why I didn't mention this. It's when the Chicago Cubs beat the Cleveland Indians in the World Series.
That's a good one.
That was a 100-year drought for the Cubbies.
That's a good one. Nice job, Smitty.
Obviously the Boston Red Sox went in.
Buddy, you know I don't talk. That's like Voldemort. I don't talk about stuff out of New England.
The Red Sox winning, though, it actually lost its luster because they snapped the curse and then they won 3 and they went to the World Series like 5 times. So everybody went from like, oh, we feel so bad for you. You haven't won a World Series since 1908. Oh, you won 3 World Series? We hate you. Get away from me. The Cubs had not won one for however many years, over 100 years, and then they won one and they still haven't been back. So
another good team that would be great to do that would be someone like the Orioles. Like, just some of these old Detroit Tigers would be another good one. Just some teams of that nature, of that caliber.
Brooks Nuanez texted in, said any team from Canada that won the Stanley Cup. That's a great one, because we have not had a Stanley Cup winner from Canada. Half the guys on all the teams in the NHL are from Canada. But we haven't actually had a team from Canada win the Stanley Cup since, I think, 1993.
Yeah, talk about a drought.
The Montreal Canadiens have won more Stanley Cups than anybody, but they have not won one in 33 years.
A very long time. Have not hoisted.
The Toronto Maple Leafs are the Los Angeles Dodgers or the New York Yankees or the Dallas Cowboys of the NHL. Hayden's going to text me in just a minute. He can stat check me, but they haven't won one since the 60s. That would be one that would be crazy, is because Toronto, people forget this, man.
Oh, dude.
Toronto is the 3rd biggest market in America. It just happens to be in Canada, but it hangs down below the American border.
It's right next to New York.
It's literally.
It's right there.
It's New York and LA. Toronto is bigger than Chicago, so that is another huge market that maybe is not tapped into. Last cup for the Maple Leafs. Thank you, Hayden. 1967.
Oh, okay. That's a drought. That's pretty dry. That's arid, if you will.
I'm going there, man. I'm saying that the team that would have the most crazy enthusiasm about winning one would be the Toronto Maple Leafs.
I like it. I'll take it.
If they could keep it rolling. Rajiv Seabrook, Colter Nuanez here. Nuanez Now 1029 ESPN Radio.
I guess Kansas City, the Chiefs. Like Mahomes.
Chiefs not winning one for a while.
Not winning one for a while. That's a good one, too. Modern day for the youngins.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
Yeah.
Cleveland's a small market now, so nobody talks about Cleveland anymore. But the Indians/Guardians, I mean, they've been to the World Series like 5 or 6 times since.
The Braves could be another good story. The Braves could be a good one.
The Braves won that.
They did win.
They won the one in what, 2019, 2020, 2021.
Yep.
This group of guys has actually won one, but no, I mean. The Indians/Guardians. Baltimore's a good one. Have not
Baltimore, yeah. Boy, that's another one of my favorite picks just now. I said that one.
Early 1970s.
Yep.
They had one of the great Montana guys ever on that team too. David McNally, a 200-game winner.
Oh gosh.
He's a multiple-time Cy Young Award winner. Okay. Here's what we're doing. We're going to take a break, so I got one more NBA question for you.
Kick it.
Because dynasties were the way of the NBA forever.
Yes.
It was the Minneapolis Lakers, then the Boston Celtics. Then the 70s had the merger, and there was a lot of unrest.
Civil unrest.
There was a lot of other stuff going on in the world. And going on in the locker room.
Oh, boy.
Then you had Lakers, Celtics. Then you had the Bulls.
Yeah, Pistons,
Bulls. Then basically Spurs, Lakers, Spurs, Heat, Golden State. Dynasty's been the way of the world in the NBA. We've had 8 new champions in the last 8 years. I want to discuss that on the other side. Rajiv Seabrook, Colter Nuanez, live from the Mo Club. Don't change that dial. Keep it right here, 102.9 ESPN Radio.
Is a will you marry me in your future? Or maybe you do it all over again. Hi, I'm Brian Toon with Jewelry Design Center, inviting you to come see the largest selection of Will You Marry Me in the state of Montana. The brightest diamonds of every shape and size, unique settings built to last, and skilled jewelers on site offering free sizing and maintenance for life, because that's how long we want to be your jeweler. Jewelry Design Center in Missoula, on Brooks, across from the Montana Club.
annual Montana East-West Shrine Game comes to the mining city on Saturday. Hello, I am Hayden Smith. Montana's premier all-star football event has been a summer staple since 1947. The game raises money and awareness for the orthopedic and burn care unit at the Shriners Children's Hospital in Spokane. The West team will be coached by Ty Murray, the successful East Helena High head coach who just took the offensive coordinator position at Montana Western. The West roster features future Grizz Evan Pyron of Hellgate and future Bobcat Adam Guajardo, each playing defensive end. The East is led by Bozeman Gallatin head coach Hunter Chandler and features an array of future Bobcats and Grizzlies. Future MSU players in the East include offensive lineman Tommy Lewis of Havre and Brody Boulay from Polson, wide receiver Elias Bonner of Billings West, defensive end Jay Spance of Grass Range, along with cornerback Evan Hewen of Bozeman and Bobby Gutzman of Gallatin. Future Grizz on the East roster include tight end Merrick Fisher of Billings Skyview, wide receiver William Snell of Billings Central, and Wesley Ariat from Belgrade, along with safeties Dawson Hammond of Malta and Cougar Capel of Red Lodge. Saturday's action is scheduled to kick off at 7 p.m. from Naranj Stadium. The West won last year's game 14-7 in Great Falls and has now won 5 straight in the series. The East owns the all-time lead, 41-37.
This ESPN Missoula Sports Center is presented by Canyon River Golf Club. It's Nuanez Now on 102.9 ESPN Missoula. Watch the show statewide on SWX Montana Television.
Welcome back. Nuanez Now, 102.9 ESPN Radio, coming to you live from the Mo Club, but through the Grizzly Disposal studio. Grizzly Disposal has one bin recycling. They can pick it up from your house twice a month. Your cans, your plastics, everything in between. Don't mess up your car. Let Grizzly Disposal pick it up for you if you want to add the service or make the switch. Call Grizzly Disposal, 406-541-7171. Grizzly Disposal, locally owned, veteran-owned, the only bears that should be in your garbage. We are on hand here because of a cool event. The Grizzly Football Players Association, they're hosting a meet and greet here, and there is Grizzlies from a variety of areas as I look around, not to just name drop guys, but Colt Anderson, a phenomenal Grizz in the 2000s who now is coach over the San Francisco 49ers is here. Alex Governor, the 2023 Big Sky Defensive Player of the Year is here. Dane Oliver, who's a great Grizz receiver in the early 2000s, coaches at Missoula Sentinel is here. Craig Metler, a late 2000s Grizz who was a Missoula Sentinel, has been a Missoula Sentinel coach, but was a all-conference player for the Grizz back in the 2008-2009 era. Mike Rankin, who finished his career as an all-time leading tackler in Grizz history. I mostly just tested myself now to see if I can just do these guys right off the top. Right?
You can't forget one of the best, another one of the best receivers sitting in the room.
I mean, our guy,
handsome 6'4" guy over there.
Kim, yeah, we're trying to. We're in the process of the melding, right? Rajiv Seabrook kicking with me, Colter Nuanez. But I always tell Sammy, I say, hey, here's your goal. As a guy that contributes in media, analyzing stuff, your foot in the door and your ticket to ride is first because you're a wonderful guy who was a very thoughtful guy and very driven. But second, because you were a great player. But that's your foot in the door. I said, my goal for you is to be Charles Barkley, the analyst, not Charles Barkley, the former player. Because that's what Charles Barkley does so well, right? You know what I mean? Like, Charles Barkley, when he was first on TV, it was, I'm Charles Barkley. Yes. Shaq still has a problem with this. I love Shaq on TV too. Right, he's hilarious. Right. Yes, but it's all about, I'm Shaq, I'm better than that guy. Whereas Charles could just be like, I don't care if you remember me in 1991. Here's what I think about what I just watched.
Exactly. You know, the here and the now.
Yeah, it's a cool transition to watch people go through, no doubt. But if you're in and around the Mo Club, come on down, hang out with us. We just got some burgers put on the grill, so we'll be hanging out down here for a little while longer. We appreciate the GFPA for putting us up. All right, Rajiv's from New York, so we got to keep talking Knicks. So I think there's a couple really interesting storylines here in terms of the breadth of how people are consuming this. I asked you if Jalen Brunson was the best Knick of all time, and you said Patrick Ewing still, even without a championship, is the best Knick of all time.
Absolutely.
It's a great argument. But I do think that there was this the Knicks were among the premier franchises in the NBA, late 60s, early 70s.
Correct.
And then the Knicks were very good all through the 70s and into the early 80s. The Bernard King, the Bob McAdoo, the Michael Ray Richardson days.
Yeah.
Then with all the things that were going on in society and off the court, the Knicks took a hit. I mean, Michael Ray Richardson.
No pun intended.
Yeah, I mean, you literally.
No pun intended.
You don't have to dance around it. Michael Ray Richardson he's a former Montana Grizzly, so we can talk about him on this show. He received among the most harsh drug penalties, drug suspensions in the history of pro sports.
In the history, yes.
And he's one of the great what-if cases ever in the NBA. But the Knicks still sort of sustained and were always competitive through the 90s for sure, so much of a testament to Patrick Ewing. But then when Ewing retired and then James Dolan bought the team, the Knicks went through hell and back. And so much of that was bad decisions by the ownership and the front office.
Poor draft picks.
And so much of that was because of complete circumstances.
Correct.
The Knicks loaded up for next year so many times because they thought, okay, with the way the salary cap works in the post-lockout era, the way the luxury tax works, we're New York City. We're going to be able to get this trio, that trio.
Pieces, if you will.
LeBron James was always a key prospect. Kevin Durant was in the mix to maybe go to New York. They got Amari Stoudemire, who was a premier player at the time. He tore his knee. They got Carmelo Anthony, premier player at the time.
Couldn't pass to anybody else.
Didn't want to pass.
Didn't want to pass.
The Isaiah Thomas as the head coach was a calamity.
That was, oh my gosh, yes.
And then you go through it. But I can't think of an owner like James Dolan who was as maligned as he was, who then came back out on the other side. Like, who signed worse free agent deals and made worse coaching hires and had more of a laughing stock than James Dolan, and then also signed perhaps the smartest free agent deal in the history of basketball with Jalen Brunson coming in, who leads you to a championship. It's a crazy dichotomy, right? It's a crazy thing to analyze, but the way that the arc of the whole franchise has gone, I really think that I love that you said Patrick Ewing is the greatest player in Knicks history, though, because the ghost of Patrick Ewing has haunted this team for 25 years.
Absolutely.
Until they broke through this year.
Oh, totally. And I also think that Patrick Ewing, when you think about the NBA and how it came out of the mid-'80s, right? The Knicks draft Mark Jackson, then they get Patrick Ewing, you got Rod Strickland, you got Kenny Skywalker, you have like this great nucleus.
Right.
From that point on, the Knicks formed an identity that no other team had outside of maybe Detroit when they had the bad boys. Like, you had this great enforcer. Your whole team was built around your center. And Patrick Ewing and his Knicks, regardless of the 2 or 3 iterations, set the stage for Jalen Brunson shining on right now.
That's true.
That same construct kept going. And then the Knicks finally got it right. They finally got it right. Did it take them half a century plus 3 years? Absolutely. But they finally got it right, and it finally materialized to where it needed to be. So to me, Patrick Ewing laid down the foundation and set the mold. Jalen Brunson saw it, picked it up, smashed it, and now a new mold is going to be cast and set.
The dynamic that Jalen Brunson, OG Anunoby, and Josh Hart
greatest putback ever.
All went to Villanova. I would love to do like a Jay Leno, like 1999, on the Man on the Street, like walking down. What do you think of the Knicks winning the championship with all the Philly boys? Like, obviously they're not all from Philly, but they won a national championship at Villanova.
Oh, yeah.
I just think that's such a hilarious dynamic, right? Because you're a New York guy. Philly and New York are rivals.
90 minutes apart.
I would love to know what the Philly people think of the Philly dudes winning a championship in New York. That would be such a classic Man on the
Philly
Street.
boys beating the Philly Philly boys to get to the championship. Absolutely.
Yeah, no, that's a fun one. So what do you think of now then this era of sustainability in the NBA? Because we saw basically 10 teams win most of the championships over like a 60-year span in the NBA.
Yep.
And now we've had 8 new champions in the last 8 years. I get what Adam Silver wants to do. He wants to cultivate parity. That's been the NFL's key to success. Mm-hmm. And having great teams impact markets that have never seen a championship before, that's cool. And seeing Toronto and Oklahoma City win their first championships ever, seeing New York win their first championship in 53 years, that's cool. But I also think that the easiest thing for just a casual sports fan to comprehend is dynasties. This is the dynasty. Okay, do you like Patrick Mahomes or do you not like him? Do you like Tom Brady or do you not like him?
That creates its own parity.
Like, who are you rooting for when the Super Bowl comes around? Is it the guy that's going for his 5th, or is it the team that can stop this guy from going from his 5th? It's so easy for casual fans to buy into. What do you think of just the concept that the NBA is not a dynasty league anymore?
It isn't. The ability to jump ship and create super teams, it doesn't allow that to happen. The loyalty to the dollar has now outweighed the loyalty to the franchise. And until guys want to stick around for 2, 3, 4, or 5 years, we may not see that in the NBA anymore. I was watching something the other day about the problem with the NBA now is you don't have villains anymore. You don't have guys that don't like each other. All these guys want to hang out together. They all want to be best friends.
Man,
they all want to be buddies. They all want to just kick it together. Like, you know what? Michael Jordan didn't like Reggie Miller. He did not like Reggie Miller. Guess what? Patrick Ewing did not like Craig Elo and Brad Daugherty.
That's right.
That's just it. And you know what? That created a narrative.
It did.
It created a narrative.
And it created cinema.
Yeah, it created cinema, theatrics and drama. And now these guys love each other so much. It's like, man, you didn't play defense on him because he was at your house 3 nights ago.
I also wonder if that's going away because of the way that the salary cap is based now. There's so many incentives to be able to build teams the old school way. Like, I don't see the Oklahoma City Thunder going anywhere. Like, I think they already got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Jalen Williams signed. And Chet Holmgren, like, the way the Supermax deal works, you can make so much more money by staying with the team that drafted you than by going elsewhere. It seems like that's a cohesive core, at least for a little while. Victor Wembanyama, Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper. Like, why would you want to go? Those guys are all so young. I mean,
so young.
Wemby's the only dude that's even legal enough to drink.
Young.
Like, why would you want to go anywhere, at least for a little while? I think you want to run. I don't know. But I do understand what you're saying, too, though. Like, rivalries and villains is what makes stories. It's what baseball has been missing for so long. Baseball had the best villains, and they went away from it, and I don't know why. Like Barry Bonds, Albert Bell. Like these guys were hated. Roger
Bobby
Clemens,
Bonilla.
Hated. And that's what made it great.
That's what made it great. I mean, that's why the best movies that people love, 9 times out of 10, it's not because of the hero. It's because of the villain.
That's so great.
Right?
That's
why
so true.
You know what? Everyone likes Luke Skywalker, but everyone loves Darth Vader.
That's right.
Right? Everyone. Rocky's great, but you only loved Rocky after Ivan Drago kicked his butt. Like, you love to hate the villain and you hate to love him at the same time. So, like, a little bit of that lack of parity, that lack of narrative is what it takes away when you don't have a dynasty.
No doubt.
It takes away, and especially when you see guys that are hopping back and forth between teams. Like, this is the team you played against, and now you're going to play with them? Makes no sense.
Nuanez Now watching 9 ESPN Radio. The ultimate Grizz alum, Andrew Schmidt.
That's a good one.
Just flew in from Denver to go make sure we win the Grizzly, the QB Club Scramble tomorrow. Love it.
Yeah.
If you haven't ever checked out the Talkin' Schmidt podcast, you should. It'll at least make you laugh, or maybe just make you mad. Either way.
Either way, you're thinking about something.
Either way, you're thinking about something. We'll take a break. We'll come back. we've talked a lot about the NBA, and I know that a lot of you love it, a lot of you hate it, but
it's over, man. We got to talk about it before summer hits fully.
We got to put a book on it, and we'll give you some thoughts though on some local stuff, including this weekend's East Red Shrine game. That's
yes, sir.
Next. Change that down. Keep it right here, 102.9 ESPN Radio.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
Jewelry Design Center. We want to be your jeweler for life.
This is Nuanez Now on 102.9 ESPN Radio Missoula.
Welcome back, 129 ESPN Radio. Nuanez Now coming to you live from the Mo Club, and I'm telling you, I'm a great cook. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I'm a great cook.
I can look at you and tell you're a good cook. All right, you guys didn't hear that. I said you can look at him and tell him he's a good cook. He's his own favorite customer.
Hey, it's cool. Nobody cooks a burger like the Mo Club.
Dude, it's
nobody.
Top 3 burgers in Missoula right now.
That's it. Mo Club, Mo Club, Mo Club. That's it.
No, Mo Club's up there.
It's Mo Club.
Okay.
It's got to be the Mo Club. Tune Toon is executive producing right now. Bobby Kennedy on his way down to the Boat Club. We only got a couple minutes left. If you missed anything in the show, you can always find it on the Nuanez Now podcast, which is available on all your various podcast hosting platforms. Please rate, review, subscribe, all that good stuff. Appreciate you for tuning in. And if you're in and around downtown, come on down, say what's up to us. We'll be hanging out a little bit after the show. East-West Shrine game comes to Butte on Saturday.
Butte, America, baby.
So I got a couple things for you.
Yes, sir.
They moved it up like 3 weeks.
Good.
I think to mostly help a lot of the college guys that are going to have to report. Like, it used to be middle of July.
Yeah, I know.
And it was like, you play in the East-West Shrine game, you report to fall camp.
Yeah.
July is also busy.
Busy month.
So I kind of like that they moved it up. I also think then if you get a minor injury, like you tweak your ankle or
you have time to recuperate,
you're good before you go to fall camp.
I also like it because it's a lot cooler.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, if you ever played football in the middle of the summer, especially on a sprint turf field, it is not fun, ladies and gentlemen. I have prior experience. It is not fun. So for these boys to go a couple of weeks earlier, I like just the health reasons, but they also, just like you're talking about, the ability to acclimate to now post-high school life.
Yeah, and I also think it's better to have it closer to the end of high school life, right? Like,
totally.
State track was only 3 weeks ago. So for those that think that might sound crazy, the difference between 3 weeks and 6 or 8 weeks, it is, though, for an athlete, right?
It's huge. That's like, a lifetime.
Right? Like, if you get done in May, and I'm not saying these guys aren't doing anything, but if you're like a player that's not going to college, and you just go kick it or you go work at your job or something like that for like 6 to 8 weeks, you're not as conditioned as you were.
Oh, definitely.
Whereas, like, if you're coming out of state track and then you got graduation, then boom, you can roll in the Shrine game. I don't know. I like the fact that they moved it up a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Take care of those boys, take care of the bodies, and get on to college. Have fun with it.
So the East squad stacked with a whole bunch of future both Grizz and Bobcats.
Oh, yeah.
The West squad, not as much.
Nope.
Adam Guajardo from Missoula Big Sky was going to the Cats. Evan Pyron from Missoula Hellgate was going to the Grizz. They're anchoring the
West squad.
And
yes,
then
sir.
On the East side, a whole bunch.
Dude after dude after dude after dude.
You got Tommy Lewis from Havre and Brody Boulay from Polson anchoring the East offensive line. You got wide receiver Elias Bonner of Billings West.
So good.
Defensive end Jace Bance of Grace Grass Range. Evan Hugan of Bozeman. Bobby Gutzman of Bozeman Gallatin. They're both playing corner. The receivers for the East are ridiculous.
Oh, gosh. Don't even get me started.
You got William Snell Central. You got Wesley Arrett of Belgrade.
My favorite.
Both those guys are going to be really good.
Ridiculous. Oh, I know. Coming over, listening to Smitty read, it was like, when are you going to take a break from the East? Because he kept reading all the East and West, like Cat Grizz commit, and it was like he was given a football dissertation because of how long that list is. But you know what? Good for him and good for those boys being able to play for their state schools.
Do you think that's is that an advantage? I mean, obviously having D1 talent is an advantage, but there's also a whole bunch of these other guys that maybe aren't going to the Cats or the Grizz that are really good, like Bridger Alexander from Florence.
Yeah.
He's a 3-time All-State player.
He's ridiculous.
For the Falcons. So I don't know. What do you make of these All-Star games in terms of like determining the matchup and how it's going to go?
Well, I just think All-Star games are a great way to just say, you're honored for what you did a couple of months ago. You're recognized for what you did a couple of months ago because, as you know, it's a hard game to be the best of the best of the best. What I like about, again, some of these other guys are going to other colleges, but what I like about the amount of kids that are actually going to our state schools, those schools are better when Montana boys are playing this game. Right? When you look at the rosters of when the Grizz have gone to national championships,
that's right.
It is peppered with Montana boys.
That's right.
When you look at this last MSU championship, that roster is peppered with Montana boys. And Montana schools, especially for football, are better off when Montana boys are heavy on both rosters. Because it's a pride thing. They want to play for their state or their city. They want to be better than their two uncles and their grandfathers, or their big brothers that came before them, or they're trying to cement that family legacy. So to me, Montana schools are better when the Montana boys, born and bred, are here on rosters.
That's why the Shrine Game is such a cool event, because it raises a ton of money for the Shriners Hospital for very many years. This has been going on since 1947.
Oh, tradition.
In the state of Montana. It's the 79th annual East-West Shrine Game. But Montana has been the highest earner for the Shriners Hospital the majority of the time over the last 79 years, including pretty consistently over the last 25 years. So that's pretty cool how many people come out and watch this game. But I also love the fact that it's sort of an anniversary of the end for many of these guys. This is their last high school football game, and then sort of like the turning of the page for some of the guys that are lucky enough to go on to college. They get to play one last high school game and then move on and go play Cats, Grizz, or Frontier Conference or wherever. So
it's also just a good way to end a career. Because I played on a north-south game back east, and what I loved about it was like the culmination of so many years of either playing with or playing against guys. Like you just get to sit there for that one last game, and like actually because when you're playing and competing, it's different than just having fun.
Right.
And it's kind of just it's still a game. It's still brutal. It's still violent, but it's cool to be like, hey man, I've been battling against you since 6th grade,
no doubt.
And now we're on the same team for the first and only time. Or man, I've been playing against you, and now it's just kind of cool to just have fun, and it's not for the big kahuna, so to say.
Gotta love it. Rajim Seabrook, good
yes,
to
sir.
see you, man. Thanks for having me.
Honor and a pleasure, brother, always.
The GFPA event is raging. You can probably hear it in the background. Lots of people down here.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Come on down. Hang out with your favorite former Grizz football players at the Mo Club, downtown Missoula. But we are off for the weekend. We'll be back at it on Monday. No show tomorrow. I got some fun and then some not fun. I got the Grizzly Quarterback Club Scramble golf tournament in the morning, and then I have to go
living a hard life, brother.
I know. Then I got to go to a funeral for one of my best friends. One of my best friend's fathers, I should say. But he lived a life well lived. So, memory forever, Corey Johnson. He was a physical education teacher down in Stevensville, Montana for 30-plus years, and both his sons were heavily involved in Grizz athletics. So that's what I'll be doing tomorrow. We'll see you on Monday. Nuanez Now, 102.9 ESPN Radio.